The Lord said to Moses, "Go up from here, you and the people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt to the land I promised on oath to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I will send an angel before you, and I will drive out the Canaanite, Amorite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Go to a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go up among you, for you are a stiff-necked people, and I might destroy you on the way." Okay, so we are just after the golden calf, and God has said to Moses, "I'll start over with you." And Moses pleaded with God not to. And so now God is saying, go up from here, go to the land I promised. I'm going to fulfill what I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying I'll give it to your descendants. But here's how it's going to change. I'm going to send my angel before you. Now, remember, we have the angel that is going before them. We have the pillar that is going before them. There's an equation of the two of them, or they're connected with each other in some way as they're going. But the angel, the Lord, is leading them, not God himself. He says, I will drive out. So God is the one who's going to do it. The angel is the one who is going to do it. So when we go to them actually driving them out, the plan is God to drive them out. The Canaanite, Amorite, Hittite, Perizzite, Hivite, and the Jebusite. So this is the list of all 7. Sometimes there's only 6 listed, but it is totally drive out the people of the land. Here are the 7 groups, and these people are specifically identified, I think, because of a connection with giants within them and having them been giant clans, which is a particular worship that they are doing with that goes back to the Genesis 6 incident with the angels coming down to visit the daughters of men. So I think they're specifically identified because of that. There's other groups in the land. Those aren't the ones that are told to drive out. There's others who can remain. So go up to the land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go among the people. You're a stiff-necked people, and I might destroy you along the way. So God is going to send his angel. He is not going to accompany the people, because if God is accompanying the people, he might just turn and destroy them. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people say the God of the Old Testament is an angry God. Look at it, he's always talking about destruction and all that. No, what he's talking about is wanting to purify the people. The people aren't willing to and wanting to be purified. We were just reading about that in Zephaniah, about how destruction is coming because they are indeed not following God. They're not following his ways. They're not close to him. So he's going to send them forward. He's going to continue to go forward with the plan, but it's going to happen differently. When the people heard this troubling word, they mourned. No one put on ornaments. Remember, they took off their earrings to make the golden calf? Now they're not putting on any ornaments. They have no jewelry on, I think is the way. They are not adorning themselves. They have hidden or taken off all of their jewelry whatsoever. For the Lord had said to Moses, tell the Israelites, you are a stiff-necked people. Bum, bum, bum. If I went out among you for a moment, I might destroy you. Now take off your ornaments that you may know what I should do to you. So Israel stripped off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. Okay, so we already had that they had the ornaments taken off. It was indeed the ornaments that was used to lead them astray. He is telling them to take it off. So in other words, take off the ornament. Don't remind me of the thing that you created by using the ornaments. So they stripped off their ornaments at Mount Horeb. Doesn't say what they did with them. So they are being obedient. They are mourning. We've done wrong. Moses took the tent and pitched it outside the camp at a good distance from the camp, and he called in the tent of meeting. Anyone seeking the Lord would go out to the tent of meeting that was outside the camp. So because God is not going to dwell among his people because he might destroy them, Moses, with the tent of meeting, is pitched outside the camp. It is over there. We're going to come. I'm meeting with God over there. You can come to that to inquire of God for things, but I'm outside the camp. And when Moses went out to the tent, all the people would get up and stand at the entrance of the tent and watch Moses until he entered the tent. So they're all standing. They're all watching him go out there. And then when Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the entrance of the tent, and the Lord would speak with Moses. So they are physically watching the demonstration that God is residing and talking with Moses. He's over there. He gets to talk to God. When all the people would see the pillar standing at the entrance of the tent, all the people, each one at the entrance of his own tent, would rise and worship. So while God is meeting with Moses, they are worshiping. They see the presence of God by the cloud of witness there, and they are worshiping God. The Lord would speak to Moses face to face, the way a person speaks to a friend. Then Moses would return to camp, but his servant Joshua, son of Nun, a young man, did not leave the tent. So Joshua stays in the tent. So the idea here being Moses goes out there, God meets with him there, but then the pillar, the cloud leaves, God leaves, Moses leaves, Joshua doesn't leave. Joshua stays there. Now, I'm wondering if it is staying in the presence, interceding on behalf of the people. It doesn't tell us what he's doing. Or is he doing something else? Is he waiting to be able to send a messenger to Moses to say, hey, God's inquiring? Don't know. Don't know exactly entirely what he's doing there. Is it to keep people from the sacred space and protect it? Perhaps. Moses said to the Lord. So we had this is what happened, and then we have the interlude of the regular events that are happening, and then we're going to return to the story. Moses said to the Lord, see, you have been saying to me, bring this people up, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. But you said, I know you by name, and also you have found favor in my sight. Now, if, if I have found favor in your sight, show me your way, that I may know you, that I may continue to find favor in your sight, and see that this nation is your people. Okay, so Moses is asking for something further of God. I see you have been saying to me, bring this people up, but you have not let me know you will send with me, whom you will send with me. So it sounds like he's saying, who is going to go with me? Who are the chosen? Who indeed? It's this people. I need to know you more. The Lord said, my presence will go before you, and I will give you rest. So he's going to rest in God's presence. So God's presence is going to go before. The expression certainly refers to the peace of mind and security of knowing that God is with them, but the expression came to mean settle them in the land of promise and give them rest and peace from all their enemies. God told Moses, leave them alone, give them rest, but now he promises to give them rest. The parallel underscores the great transition through intercession. And Moses said to him, if your presence does not go with us. So in other words, it sounds like, okay, so your presence is not going to go with, the angel is going to go with. I don't know this angel. Like, who is it that you're going to send? Could that be what he is asking here? Like, you're leaving, bring this people up. You've told me if I found favor, I may know that you continue to find favor and see the people here. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. If your presence does not go with us, do not take us up from here. So in other words, Moses is saying, if you're not with us, don't go. Moses has said, God has said to Moses, I'm not going to go with you. If I come with you, I might destroy you. And Moses is saying, I don't want to go anywhere without you. For how will I be known? How will it be known then that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people? It is not by your going with us, so that we will be distinguished, I and your people, from all the people who face of the earth. So in other words, God, how will we be distinguished as your own people if you're not going with us? I mean, your angel going before us is not enough. I need your presence. How can I lead? They need to. In other words, they need to see you and I going into the tent and meeting together. They need to be reminded. They need to see it constantly. They need to know it's happening. So the Lord said to Moses, I will do this thing also that you have requested, for you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name. So, in other words, my relationship is secure. I know who you are. I am going to do this thing for you, Moses. You are pleading on behalf of the people so that I didn't destroy them. You got that. I said I'm not going to go along with you. Moses, again, intercedes on behalf of the people and says, God, you need to go with us. So Moses has pleaded that the people won't be destroyed, and then he's pleaded that God will go with them. So that is twice after the golden calf that Moses is intervening on behalf of the people. And Moses said, so God says, I will do this. He's asked for things, and then Moses asked for one more thing. And Moses said, show me your glory. Yes, yeah. Could I do one more thing? Can I turn the heat down outside? Yeah, no, I could pray for that, but I don't like, that's all I can do. We can pray for the heat to go away, which we have, prayed for those who are in the midst of it, a number of times, as well as those who are in fires and flood and earthquake. So we can continue to pray and ask God's intervention in those places. So we can do that, but can I just turn it down? No. For myself, I don't want to turn it down. It's finally warm outside. I plan to wear shorts for the first time today. That's how warm it finally is. I will finally wear shorts today. That's my plan. So just saying, I don't want it turned down. Okay, so, and Moses said, show me your glory. Okay, what do we have here in the footnote for glory? Moses now wanted to see the glory of Yahweh more than what he had already seen and experienced. He wanted to see God in all his majesty. The LXX chose to translate this without the word for glory or honor. Instead, they use the pronoun yourself. Show me the real you. God tells him that he cannot see it fully, but in part. All right, so the Lord said, I will make all my goodness pass before your face, and I will proclaim the Lord by name before you. I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious. I will show mercy to whom I will show mercy. And he added, you cannot see my face, for no one can see me and live. The Lord said, here is a place by me. You will station yourself on a rock. When my glory passes by, I will put you in the cleft in the rock, and I will cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I will take away my hand, and you can see my back, but my face you cannot see. So Moses has pleaded on behalf of the people. He's pleaded on behalf of the people, and now he's saying, God, if I found favor in your sight, I've seen you in the burning bush. I've seen you in the pillar of cloud, and I've seen the cloud of witness that comes. I've seen you in the smoke. I've seen all of the attributes that you are displaying yourself, but I want to actually see you. I want to know who it is in your fullness. And God's like, you can't. You can't. But it's interesting when he does, I will proclaim my name before you. So proclaiming his name is a display of who he is. So he's going to make a reveal. Proclaiming is going to be showing, and he's like, I'm gracious to whom I'll be gracious. I'm merciful to whom I am merciful. But you can't see my face, man. You cannot see my face and live. So I will pour out my mercy on who I want to. I'm pouring it out on you. I'm gracious to you. I'm merciful. So you have pleaded for my graciousness. You have pleaded for my mercy. I have willingly given that to you on behalf of the people. You've pleaded on behalf of the graciousness and my mercy twice. I'm pouring it out. I have relented of the calamity that I was going to bring, the destruction I was going to bring, of the separation I was going to bring. I have acquiesced to you, Moses. However, I can't give you the thing you're absolutely asking for, my face. But I'll make a concession here. I'm going to pass by. My fullness of my glory will pass by. You'll be hiding in the rock. I will be covering your view so you can't fully see me. And then when I do indeed get past you, I will remove my hand and you can see my backside. I'm going to reveal a portion that you can indeed be able to see. You'll be able to see it, but you cannot see my face. It is too much for you to be able to do, to be able to handle.